Hey, what's up? It's Greg from Fisherman's headquarters, and today is Thursday, September 28th. I'm up here in the Mid-Island Surf, Long Beach Island, here to share an updated fish report with you folks for this cloudy day. It's a windy one. Wind's been cranking. It's kind of the northeast blow that keeps on blowing. It's been, I guess, well over a week of this. Northeast wind's cranking. I'm gonna tuck behind a little dune here, get a little out of this wind. Kind of shared an updated fish report with you folks. Last time I checked in, kind of shared there was some information there with some striped bass in the area in the bay side, also the inlet and a few off the surf. Shared a little bit of action on the fluke game. Shared a little bit about bluefish. I shared a little about weak fish, some spot, and also some blowfish. All that's kind of still happening. Fluke just ended yesterday, last day of the season. We had some good fluke fishing even into this weather right to the end of the season. Heard reports yesterday from a couple different anglers that got some fluke off the beach. Weather wasn't, the nicest for everybody here last week of fluke. A lot of those anglers that fish in the boats out in the ocean, getting out in the reefs and wrecks, kind of got shut out. But that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles towards the end of the season. Every year, we always start losing days due to weather. It's one reason in the fisheries management world that we don't really want to give too many extra days late season. I think what we have there, say mid to late September, is a pretty good balance. Would be awesome to have fluke season into October, as there is good quality fluke fishing to have to take place there off the surf, also in the inlet and also in the inshore waters, say the reefs and wrecks and such. Jumping back into the local fish report right now, as you see behind me, the surf is churned up. We've got surf in the 4 to 6 foot range. Hard northeast winds. It's been, like I said, it's been blowing for a number of days. It's going to keep on blowing right into the weekend. This point in the season here, we are now in the season of fall. Days are getting shorter, temperatures are getting cooler, and we are getting a water temperature drop. Shorter days, it's one thing to take advantage of fishing at night. Sometimes that can be more effective, more fishy. Fish get more active, bait kind of gets more shallow. Most of the time bigger game fish are caught at night, so it's something to take a peek at or focus on here as we enter the fall season. Don't be too discouraged with the shorter days. Plenty of good fishing to take place at night. But one update I can share, definitely some mullet moving. There has been some striped bass, like I mentioned, over the past couple weeks. These are resident striped bass. These are not kind of the fall run. Definitely last couple days, good striped bass fishing taking place with the whitewater we've got. Definitely harsh conditions, but sometimes that's what striped bass and surf rats look for. I can share some weak fish around, bluefish around. Hopefully when the things settle down, we'll have that kind of to take advantage of. Definitely some striped bass in the bay side though, really from here right on out. The spot definitely been a more of a consistent bite than we have really any of the other smaller critters. Kingfish kind of been fewer far between. We haven't seen an uptick here past week or so. There's the Long Beach Island Beach Patrol, Long Beach Township Beach Patrol checking out the scene here. Probably taking a look at the guy swimming down there. It's solo swimmer, kind of takes your life in their own hands at this time of the season. But yeah, the spot have been definitely one of the critters that have been more consistent for us, say the later part of the summer season. Most people are catching them to save for bait, but some people are catch and release and just having some fun. I really don't know if spot are edible. Not so sure on that, but definitely a great striped bass bait. They kind of came in strong here in the later part of the summer. They're still around. Blowfish action's been good. What I just mentioned before, I was interrupted with the Beach Patrol going by. It was kingfish. Definitely been slower this summer. We had a little uptick here in the late part of the summer season. Have heard of some whiting, which is sometimes called a southern kingfish. Whiting, some people call them sea mullet. I know a southern kingfish as a king mackerel, so most of the time I see the more whitish, less striped kingfish. I know them more as a whiting. That's what the boys down in Hatters call them, sea mullets, which really aren't a mullet really, but I don't know if that's what they call them. But yeah, we got the mullet run going on. There's some kingfish to be caught off the beach. Hopefully things settle down here soon. Striped bass fishing is going to kick into hopefully prime time season here next couple weeks. Definitely a good time to get your things in order, get ready to rock and roll. I got all my gear in order and I actually headed up on Sunday night up to Montauk. When the wind's blowing like this, that's one thing that I like to do in September is get the wetsuit on and go jump around and pound around stone to bone on some rocks out in the east end of Montauk. I had a good fun trip, didn't catch as many striped bass as I wanted to. Caught a couple striped bass each session, a couple one night, a couple next morning, and then packed up and headed home because the rain was that was forecast to kind of stay away, kind of came in strong. Torrential downpour really the whole time. That's just kind of how Montauk is, hard northeast winds, and normally you get big white water and good fishing. Head up there with Stuart Stafford. Tyler, I think we had 5 or 6 striped bass all together. It was Tyler's first trip, so I showed him around some rocks and got pounded around, had some fun. Like I said, I think we had a handful of striped bass, either 5 or 6, something like that, all in bucktails. That's really all you could fish in this big water, big wind. But yeah, back here at home, nothing wrong with getting out there and fishing some whitewater, some bucktails. Barnegat Inlet would be a prime spot to be fishing. Also the bay side. You could fish surf too. Don't really think you're going to see many striped bass off the beach right now, but that's just my take on things. Water temperatures are dropping. Right now we got the mid to lower 60-degree range. As I mentioned before, days are getting shorter, temperatures are getting cooler, water temperatures are dropping. I think the Barnegat Light Inlet bay buoy there, bay gauge, tide gauge, that also has a temp gauge, USG something, I forget who does it. It's at the Coast Guard station there though. I think it was right around 62, 64 degrees. That's kind of what you're going to be seeing for normal temperatures this time of year with kind of what we've had. A lot of gray days, a lot of northeast winds. Mid to low 60 degrees is what I'd be expecting. Hopefully it stays there, doesn't drop off too fast. A lot of times we get a good fall fishing in that 60-degree range, 58, 62 degrees, something I like. Normally catch striped bass here in September and also the early part of October. As we enter into the season, one thing I want to mention is the Long Beach Island Surf Fishing Classic kicks off October 7th. That's not this Saturday, that's the following Saturday, so 2 Saturdays away. Be sure to sign up for that, it's $30. So I guess the 69th annual. On Saturday the 7th, both I and Bayside Dave will be giving a surf fishing seminar at the Ship Bottom Firehouse. I believe that starts at 9 a.m. I think it runs from 9 to 11. But check out Long Beach LBI SFC, Long Beach Island Surf Fishing Classic.com. For more information on that, stop by any of the 3 tackle shops in LBI to sign up now. We're also having a catch photo release division, which is something I did a number of years ago. It had very little participation, but I wanted to see if there was going to be participation in the catch and release kind of area. We tried it, did my best, had some awesome prizes, but there's very little participation. I think we had 1, 3, maybe 5 fish, depending on which year it was done. I think I did it for 3 years, 2 or 3 years. Very little participation, very few fish weighed in. Maybe it was due to the fishery, maybe it was due to the times. More people weren't catch releasing then. Maybe it was due to no one knew about it. I don't know. But did it again this year. It was voted on, and luckily everybody jumped on board. I kind of spearheaded it, doing all the stuff to get it all under get the gears turning, get it all live on the website and such. So it's rock and rolling. Surf Masters is what the name of it's going to be. If you want to participate in the Surf Masters, you have to sign up for the Surf Fishing Classic, which is $30, 9 weeks. You basically catch and release a fish, take a quick picture, use the utmost respect and proper handling techniques, which is 1, keeping the fish on wet sand, not rolling up a fish taco in the dry sand. 2, already having your tape measure, having your things prepared and ready to go, not taking a half-hour photo session, but a quick lay down of the fish, put down a stiff ruler, quick photograph where you're not covering up that ruler or obstructing the view so the photo can be judged clearly. Take a quick photo, sending that fish back, reviving it, releasing it, getting it back in the sand, getting it back in the water and out of the sand, out of the dry sand. Sometimes you might have to sit there and swim a minute or 2, give that fish some time, give it the respect it needs to get back up, get rejuvenated, and get back in the water, swim away strong. Then you basically send that photo off to Surf Masters at LBISFC.com. And you'll basically submit that photo, your badge number. That's actually something, your badge number has to be in the photo, whether you write that on a piece of paper with a Sharpie, put it in a Ziploc bag with maybe some sand, a couple rocks, a sink or something like that. That badge has to be in there, or you can actually use your tournament badge that you're given, that pin, but that has to be legible in the photo, as well as the fish, as well as the ruler. All this is spelled out on the website, so hopefully you check that out. But yeah, you submit it in, you end up getting an email confirmation that we received your submission, and then once it's judged by, I believe there's 3 judges, all have no shop affiliation. So that means that anglers that work at the different tackle shops on LBI can still fish it, and there's no kind of conflict of interest there. There's 3 judges. Like I said, no shop affiliation on those judges, and they're basically made up of, say, board members that have been a part of the Long Beach Island Surf Fishing Classic board for many, many years. They'll judge and then send you back the number of points, and then your number of points will be posted on the website. There will be a prize for first and second largest or longest fish based on points. That's points per inch. I believe we said we're rounding down to the nearest half inch. So if you have a fish that's 30.5 inches, you'll get 30 points. If it's 30 3/4 inches, you'll get 30.5, something like that, just so you know. Then you'll get your points posted. There'll be, you know, obviously the top 3 posted, so you'll see the top 3 anglers. 1 and 2 win prizes, some awesome prizes we have. Check out the website for that. And then also, anybody who submits a fish gets entered into the drawing. So anybody who submits a fish, a photo, a submission, will be entered, and 1 random person will be drawn at the end to win a prize. We'll call it a consolation prize, participation prize, what have you. So definitely join, have some fun. Hopefully everybody has a great upcoming fall season here on the beaches of Long Beach Island. Hopefully you get geared up now and you're ready to rock and roll when the fish show up. Like I mentioned, there's already striped bass here now, so get out and have some fun. Have a great day.